Hello everybody and welcome back to Robert's Reviews. Today is still Friday, so we're doing some more new releases. I'm only doing two. I did Cry Macho just before this one, and now we're going to be talking about Prisoners of the Ghostland. Prisoners of the Ghostland was released in 2021. It was written by Aaron Hendry and Reza Sisio Safai, I think it's pronounced. It's hard to pronounce it. And directed by Sion Sono, who I also don't know if I'm pronouncing correctly. And no spoilers, the general idea about this film is this kind of criminal, played by Nicolas Cage, none other than, gets strapped to this vest that has bombs in it, and he has to go rescue the governor's daughter and bring her back in 5 days, or he goes kablooey. Which is a very great basis for a film. That's already a great start. And then you add some components like Nick Cage and, you know, this really weird setting. Like, it's a dystopian, like, future movie. And like, cool, but, like, also, why? Like, a lot of the film, when I watched it on my bed, I watched it on my big TV, because it's only on VOD. Maybe it's in select theaters, I don't know. But I'm watching it, and, like, most of the time I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, I'm so confused. And it's not confusion as in, like, I can't understand what's going on. I'm confused as in, like, why is this going on? There's a lot of world building that didn't happen that I think might have actually increased the film. I don't say that a whole lot, but I think that world building here might have made it a little bit better. There's no understanding of why the world got to this point. It's kind of crazy. And part of that reminded me a little bit of Mad Max, the Fury Road one with, what's his face in it? With Venom, Tom Hardy. And, I don't know, for some reason I was getting some Mad Max vibes, and I liked it, and then I was like, oh, Nicolas Cage is Mad Max, and I was like, I wouldn't hate that. So, like, I don't know, it's a side tangent. But I think that it worked as a whole. I think the movie has a good linear flow that definitely has callbacks to previous parts of the film, but really the glue of this film is Nicolas Cage. He has an awesome performance here. It looks like he has a ton of fun. It really does. There are parts where I question whether or not Nick Cage needed to do this, but then I'm always reminded, you know, in the scene after, I'm like, oh, that's why. This also shows that Nick Cage can still be an action star. I think if he really kicks into high gear, he really could still be, like, a big guy. Now he's just known as the guy who once did things. It's similar to, like, Brendan Fraser. You're like, yeah, he did things. That's it. Same with Johnny Depp in, like, 10 years. Like, yeah, he did things before. And I don't know, it just felt like it was cool to see Nick Cage again. I really appreciated that. Like, I was like, hey, Nick Cage. He's got a lot of stuff coming out this year, actually. He's got Pig. He had this one. He had, what is it, Willy's Wonderland, I think it was called. He's got a new movie coming out, I think, next year. Maybe it's later this year. I don't know. There's a lot of Nick Cage going on, so, like, maybe he's coming back. But, like, I don't know. Anyway, the movie. So there's this other character named the Governor, of course, played by Bill Moseley, who I thought did a very, very good job. I think his acting was great. The character's kind of meh. A lot of the character writing is kind of meh. But the characters don't really matter in this film. It's really complicated. But I just wanted to mention that Moseley did a very good job here. The problems that I have with this film were I didn't really care about the dystopian world. I was like, I really don't care. I just want to know if he explodes or not. And it definitely was like kind of laid down the groundwork for this film was like dystopian. And it's like, yeah, but why? I don't know. This other aspect of the film is the Ghostland, which we don't really know technically if it's a fake, made-up imaginary plane of existence or if it's a real physical thing. It's really hard to tell. I think that's up to interpretation. I personally think it's probably something made up by the imagination of the character that Nick Cage plays. But it's hard to tell because then there are parts where you're like, oh, he's definitely interacting there. It's really complicated, which I thought was actually kind of done well, but also really confusing. And I don't like it when that thing is, like, up to me. Like, I don't think that I should be able to decide that. Like, I feel like if they really wanted me to feel like that was a fake thing, they should have told me that. Or if they want me to think it was a real thing, they should have told me that. And there's a lot of parts in this film where I'm like, why didn't you just show me that this was a thing that happened? But there's this tragic backstory that Nick Cage has that I actually really liked. But for the most part, it's a pretty one-dimensional character, and honestly, in my opinion, a one-dimensional movie. It's fun, it's interesting, Nick Cage is awesome. Is it worth a watch? Absolutely it is. If you have the chance to check it out, I rented it on Redbox. And it's fine, as much as I can say. I think that there are going to be a lot of, like, big movie buffs who are going to, like, love this film and be like, yes, I love the deep meaning in this. I don't really care about that in this film. kind of wanted a surface level film here, and I didn't get that. There was a lot of like things that like honestly probably went over my head. And this film might be better than what I think it is, but I'm gonna go ahead and give Prisoners of the Ghostland a C+. Have you seen Prisoners of the Ghostland? Let me know in the comments below what you thought about it. C+ is middle of the road for me. That is like, it's a movie that I watched, and it was bad. It wasn't bad, it wasn't good. That's kind of how I feel about it. I'm still in the mixed stage. Like, I feel like tomorrow morning I might wake up and feel differently about it. Whether it be positive or negative, I don't know. But, like, this is just where I'm at right now. But definitely let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of the film if you saw it. If you haven't seen it, are you planning on watching it? Let me know in the comments below. Please consider subscribing so you don't miss a single video that I upload. I've got tons coming out, so definitely consider doing that. Make sure you guys are subscribing, liking, sharing with friends, and as always, keep watching movies and television. Stay educated, and I'll see you guys in the next video.